An old donkey had worked hard for many years. Now his strength was failing, and his master planned to do away with him. The donkey guessed what was in store for him and thought, I had best be off. I'll go to Bremen town. There, with my talent, I'll be a musician and earn a fine living. When all was quiet, he stole from the barn and set forth. After traveling a short way, he met an old hunting dog who was panting as though he had run a hard race. "What's wrong, old dog?" he asked. "Why do you pant so hard?" "Ah me," said the dog. Now that I am grown old and can no longer hunt, my master plans to kill me, so I ran away. But how am I to earn my bread?" "I'll tell you," said the donkey. "Come with me. I go to Bremen town to be a musician. I will play the lute, and you will beat the kettle drum. We'll make a brave music, and some money too." The dog was well pleased, and they set off. Before long, they came upon a cat sitting by the road. Her face was as long as 3 days of drizzle. "Hey, old Whiskers," cried the donkey, "why so sad?" "How can I be merry?" replied the cat. "For years I served my mistress faithfully. Now that I grow old and my claws are blunt, I like to sit by the fire rather than to hunt mice. My mistress wants to drown me. Now I am here, and where shall I go?" "With us, of course," said the donkey. "We go to Bremen town to become musicians. You are an old hand at night music. Be one of us." The cat was flattered and joined the runaways. So the three journeyed on. Soon they came to a farmyard. Perched on a post was an old rooster crowing loudly. "Hey, ancient," cried the donkey, "your crowing goes right through one. What's amiss?" "I've just been foretelling good weather for Ladies' Day," replied the rooster. "But now I am old. The housewife plans to cook me in the Sunday soup. Tonight she will cut off my head, so I am crowing while I still can." "No need for that, Redcomb," said the donkey. "You have a fine soprano voice. You will add your kikeriki. That's just what our music needs." The rooster was delighted to join the runaways, so the four journeyed on.
Brementown was too far off to reach that day, and by evening they found themselves in a forest where they decided to spend the night. The dog and the donkey lay down under a large tree. The cat stretched out among the branches, while the rooster flew to the very top to be in the safest place. Before settling down, the rooster looked all around the countryside. Far away, he spied a small spark gleaming among the trees. "Hi," he called out. "I see a light. There must be a house nearby." "Good," said the donkey. "Let us find out. Any shelter is better than what we have." The cat felt that a saucer of milk would be a good thing, while the dog thought hungrily of a plateful of bones. Cautiously, the travelers approached, while the glimmer grew larger and larger. At last they came to a brightly lighted robber's den. The donkey, being the tallest, peered in the window. "What do you see, old fellow?" whispered the rooster. "What do I see?" answered the donkey. "I see a table set with fine food and drink, and a band of robbers enjoying it." "Yes, indeed," said the rooster. "If only we were inside instead of the bandits." Excited by the thought, they took counsel together, and at last they hit upon a plan. It was quickly carried out. The donkey stood by the window with his forefeet on the ledge. The dog leaped on his back. The cat seated herself on the dog, while the rooster flew up and perched on the cat. Then, at the signal, they began to make their music. Suddenly, there was a splintering crash. The artists had burst through the pane of glass. Terror-stricken, the robbers fled into the forest, convinced that a band of demons was at their heels. Then the four musicians sat down and ate as though they were breaking a month-long fast. Well content with their meals, they blew out the light and settled down to sleep. The donkey lay himself upon some straw in the yard. The dog stretched out behind the door. The cat lay by the warm hearth, and the rooster flew up to the roof beam. Soon they were fast asleep. A little after midnight, the robbers ventured forth. They crept up to the house, and seeing all quiet within, the captain said, "What fools we were to be frightened by a little noise." He ordered one of his men to spy out the land. As all was silent, the robber made bold to enter the kitchen to light a lamp. On the hearth, the cat's eyes glowed like twin sparks. Taking them for live coals, the robber held out a match to kindle a fire. But the cat disliked the joke and flew at him, spitting and scratching. The terrified robber ran to the kitchen door, but there the dog jumped up and bit him in the leg. Then, as he ran across the yard, the donkey dealt him a sharp kick with his hind hoof. And the cock, thinking it was dawn, crowed loudly. The terrified robber ran trembling back to his companions. "Ah," he gasped, "what fearful things! In the house by the fire sits a terrible witch with burning eyes. She spat on me and scratched my face with her long claws. By the kitchen door hides a man with a sharp knife who stabbed me in the leg. Out in the yard, a great black monster beat me with a heavy club, while on the roof sits a judge who screeched, 'Thief! Thief!' I'll never go back there again." Nor did he, nor did his fellow robbers. As for our bold musicians, they liked their new home so well that they never went to Bremen town at all. They kept house together and were well content into their old age.